Ancient Gods Reappear After 100,000 Years by DarkCreator15. Chapter 3. A Descendant? A slime? Cut the nonsense, said Kay in disbelief. Say, are you the one who is responsible for all this? Asked Ryzen. Yeah, you can say so. It is thanks to you that I was able to awaken ahead of time, said Rimuru. No good. This monster seems to be very strong. And seeing that he prevented us from escaping by setting up an anti-magic area, it's highly intelligent as well. In that case. Lister here, Kay, you take Mia and run away. I will take care of this monster. Beebit, just do as I say, we don't have time. With that, Kay carries the unconscious Mia on his back and started running. Ho, that's actually quite noble of you to sacrifice yourself for your friends, but I don't intend to kill you or anything. Shut up, monster. I am not going to fall for your deceits, said Ryzen and attacked. Ryzen was extremely good in close combat, so much so that every strike from his fist could defeat a hazard-class monster in a single hit, but that was still a child's play for Rimuru. Ah, this monster is far stronger than I expected. Willing to give up yet? There is no way you are going to win like this? You think you can get the better of me just because of this anti-magic area? Too bad for you. With that, Ryzen unleashed a tremendous energy and surrounded Rimuru with it. Flames of Purgatory. With that, the energy surrounding Rimuru turned into flames of an unknown color, the color of Purgatory, the closest of which can be said to be black. The flames condensed around Rimuru and engulfed him entirely. The flames were so intense that the surrounding ground started to melt, and the air got heated up so quickly that it created a loud thunder bang. HMPH. That's what happens when you don't know the difference between skills and magic. Your anti-magic barrier can't stop my unique skill. I see. That is indeed quite impressive, said Rimuru while casually walking out of the encirclement of flames. What? How? Seeing the sight in front of him, Ryzen was in complete shock. It was the first time in his life that he had seen his strongest skill being treated like a child's play. What is your name, kid? Asked Rimuru. Ryzen, who had now completely lost his will to fight, just replied. It's Ryzen. So then Ryzen-kun, who is the one who named you? Am my father, your father? I see, said Rimuru with a bit of curiosity. Is it just me or is this kid? Yes, master. It is highly likely that that is the case, said Seal. Yes, it all perfectly matches up. You're a descendant of Benimaru, am I right? Why, you know our great ancestor Benimaru-sama? Well, of course. I am the one who named him after all. Upon hearing that, Ryzen got shocked again. I see. To tell you the truth, it is just a myth in our family, that 100,000 years ago during the time of the Great Beginning, that a god named Benimaru used to exist who had 2 wives. And our family branch is said to have been descended from his first wife. I see. Yes, that does add up. So you are a descendant of Benimaru and Momiji, said Rimuru and lifted the anti-magic area. As soon as he did that, Ryzen felt it. The immense aura, the almost unlimited power. Ryzen then commanded his unique skill, Savon, to analyze him. Report. The individual in front can be estimated to contain a minimum of 100 times more magicules than you. Minimum? And what is the maximum? Infinite. Somewhere far away, in another realm. So then, I suppose all of you are doing fine? Asked Rokus. Cut to the chase, Rokus. We don't have all day to waste here, cut in Alfred. I see you are as impatient as ever, Al. Who gave you permission to call me that? Now, calm down, the two of you. So why did you call all of us here, Rokus? This is the first time in 1,000 years that the Divine Council has been summoned, said Tina. Yeah, this better be worth our time, said Argo. Ahem, as you all know, since the events of the Great Beginning, the world has drastically changed. There doesn't remain even a single record of how it used to be before that. What were the creatures of that time, their ways? What led to the events of the Great Beginning? Nothing is known at all, continued Rokus. There only remain myths and extremely vague pieces of some ancient gods and a certain civilization. Yeah, there are some people who claim to be the descendants of some ancient gods. I have come across them as well, said Mingo. That's just bullshit. We are the only gods that exist and that's all that matters. Those puny creatures need to be taught their place, said Alfred. Even so, what has that got to do with us? Asked Tina. You have heard about the ancient ruins of Tempest, right? Asked Rokas. Yeah. Supposedly they used to be home of an ancient civilization before the Great Beginning. Some myths even claim that they were the home to a supreme deity or some shit, said Tina. HMPH. Bullshit. There is no other supreme deity other than Layla-sama. These stupid myths just piss me off, cut in Alfred again. Yes. Layla-sama is the one and only supreme deity there is and will be, said Rokas, but still, for a tiny fraction of a second I felt it. Felt what? Asked Tina. Felt a tremendous aura. A presence I had never felt before. But it disappeared almost instantly, so I doubt anyone who had been farther away would have easily missed it. I see. If what you say is true, then it could be a big concern for us, said Rindo. Indeed. Even if this creature is not some ancient god, if it joins those pesky demon lords then it will be a pain in the neck, said Argo. Yeah. In the worst case the three-way balance between the gods, the demon lords and the heroes will crumble, said Tina with a worried expression. Whatever. I just think you are overestimating a tiny nuisance too much. Just send some lower gods and an archangel to take care of it, said Alfred and left. So this is the rumored ancient ruins we are supposed to check out, right? Said the lower god Olga. Seems like it. Let's get it done with quickly, said lower god Tabo. This is boring. Let's just destroy these ruins once and for all, then we won't be troubled with this ever again, said Archangel Ikebo and began charging for a wide-range nuke. The next moment, the sky suddenly turned black. What the hell? Boom! Suddenly a black beam fell down on Ikebo. Ah! Screamed Ikebo as the beam started slowly consuming him from the inside. You foolish creatures dare to harm the sacred city that my master created? Your death will not be painless, said Seal. Chapter 4. New Alley. Congratulations. The winners of the treasure hunt are the Kulan Academy. Here is your prize, announced Velsa. Is that a greater magic tome? For real? Shouted Mia as she picked up one of the items from the prize box. Amazing. That's a perfect gift for a magic caster such as you, said Kay impressed. And what are these things? Asked Ryzen picking up a pair of red crystal earrings. Those are greater magic artifacts, imbued with ancient magic that enhances your element-based skills. It will be a great match for you, Ryzen, explained Velsa. I see. But I don't think a mere artifact is going to make much of a difference, said Ryzen. Oh yes, it will. At least in the future. These artifacts you see are not complete on their own. They're just the base items of a series. As you can see, there are multiple tiny holes engraved in them. You can insert certain marbles in them to enhance the effect of these artifacts, explained Velsa. And what are these? Asked Kay as he picked up a bracelet. It is also a greater magic artifact. It basically focuses on defense-related spells and skills, and enhances or modifies them. Also provides resistance against psychic attacks and status-lowering spells. Yosh. That's the thing for me then, said Kai and wore it on his wrist. So then it seems this is what is left for me, said Rimuru while picking up a beautiful ring. This is also yeah I know. But it's actually kinda useless for me. You know this thing is going to break the first time I unleash a full power greater magic spell, right? Asked Rimuru. I apologize Rimuru saw, ahem Rimuru, but it seems we currently do not have a gift worthy enough for you. I hope you will at least take it as a form of beautiful jewelry for decoration purposes, and we will compensate this for you in the future, said Velsa while bowing. That's fine. You will have to find at least a legendary grade artifact for it to be any use to me anyway, said Rimuru with a laugh. That's true, said Kay while nodding. We are happy to have such a talented student enrolled in our academy, even if it's just for half a year. Well then, you may enjoy your last day of the trip as you please. You know, what Headmaster Velsa said actually hit me just now, said Mia with a serious expression. Huh? What are talking about suddenly? Asked Kay. It's already been 4 months since Rimuru came here, and in just 2 months, everything is going to be over. We will all go on our own path. I mean, don't you think that's barely any time we got to know Rimuru for? Said Mia. I see your point, but we can't do anything about it. After the trip's over, we all are going to get super busy preparing for the final exam, so the best we can do is spend our time together until then, said Ryzen. So what are you all planning on doing after this anyway? asked Rimuru. I am going to be an adventurer. There are a lot of places I want to explore and gain a lot of experience, so that when the time comes, I can do my job as the family head better, said Ryzen. I will be an adventurer too. I want to gain experience of the real-world combat and everything if I want to enter the Special Ops Division. As for me, I haven't really given it much of a thought yet. I guess I want to study magic further and become the greatest mage in the country, so I will try my shot at the Rhine Magic University. You mean the university that holds the record for producing the most true heroes till date? I would suggest you to become an adventurer in that case as well. If you are able to succeed and get recruited by an S-rank guild as its magician, it will increase your chances of entering it tremendously, said Ryzen. I see. In that case I will give it a shot, said Mia. Ho, there are even guilds in this world now? It sure changed a lot, said Rimuru. Huh? What do you mean? Asked Mia confused. So then what are your plans? Asked Ryzen, changing the topic. Well, can you tell me about this adventurer business in more detail? Asked Rimuru. The adventurers are basically divided into ranks according to their strengths. The lowest are the F-rank adventurers, then they go up in order till a rank, and then S, SS and SSS rank adventurers. Well, even though the ranks go up to SSS, there are currently no adventurers at that rank. The last one to have reached that rank was the true hero Gladia, who was killed by an alliance of heaven and purgatory 2,000 years ago. It is said that the war was so intense that its effects could even be felt here in the living world. Since then, no one has been able to demonstrate power of such a caliber, but I would say hypothetically if the current pillars and axes became adventurers, they may be given that rank. For this reason, the SSS class is called the Disruptor class, since whenever a being worthy of that class appears, the balance of the world is sure to be disrupted. Other than that, SS-class adventurers are considered national treasures, and a nation will do anything in its power to keep as many SS-class adventurers on its side as possible. This class contains most of the strongest true heroes and other freelance adventurers. This class is capable of dealing with the worst calamities in the world, and is often called the Calamity class, explained Ryzen, and then went on to detail all the classes and the perks and benefits they offer to the adventurers. I see. The adventuring system in this world is quite interesting. Yes, Master. It is in our best interest to become an adventurer. We still don't know what happened to its remains yet, so it will allow us to move freely while avoiding unnecessary trouble. Yosh. I have decided to become an adventurer as well. That's great. We will get to stay together longer this way, said Mia in excitement. Yeah. At least for the few months before each of us get on our own separate paths, said Kay. Well then, let's enjoy our time here. Until then, time flew by. A month passed and it was the final time of the year before Rimuru and company will graduate from the academy. Carla tried to contact Morgan many times during this time, but to no avail. Now it was soon time for the final exam to become adventurers. Alright students. Tomorrow there is going to be the combat assessment exam and you all will be receiving your adventurer's rank. So it's finally time. This is going to be interesting.